welcome back. I'm Roman Noble. On this channel I talk about the life, art, and business of music. And tonight we are talking about making the song. So, some of you have been following along, I hope. If this is your first video, there's 3 others where I started this song from scratch with just really this particular song, no idea. Worked on it over the course of the month. Primarily on my streaming nights, and I have it pretty much finished. So that's the introduction. All the YouTube business, subscribe, like, hit that notification bell, all those good things, greatly appreciate it. Where am I at with this song this week? I am at the point where I need to master it, and I was really antsy to actually get this done and pushed out, and it was a lot to not do that. So I didn't do it. I figured I'd share it with you all, the final few phases, few things that need to be done before I release it, and maybe go over a little bit of what I have on my master bus channel, my master bus. See about doing any little tweaks here or there with compression on the master bus, limiting, getting it ready so that for the distribution in terms of platform, and making sure I have the correct loudness. So the name of the song I came up with was When Everything's Strange. It just kind of had some cool beats, some cool rhythms, some things that I normally don't do, and the quote-unquote bridge kind of reminded me a little bit of the Doors. I'd been listening to the Doors, and for some reason playing had a little bit of an organ effect on some of this, and it just kind of made me think of it, so I went ahead and stuck with that. Let's see here. So where should we go first? I mean, the song is pretty straightforward. If you haven't followed along, I created the drums. I used Slate Digital SSD. I think it was the 5th version. I do some triggers. I use the Slate triggers to just kind of accentuate and add a couple of extra drums that are available in that library that are not available in the SSD virtual drum kit. I recorded some Kabasa. I did a paper tube, which is, I'll show you, it's a paper towel paper tube, and you can hear that. So I just take that and hit it with the drumstick, and then I apply all kinds of crazy effects. I've done it in another song. This is what the let's see here, this is what it sounds like. Basically all I did was apply room reverb and just smash the reverb. That's it. Nothing else. And it just creates such a weird effect, and when you hear it in the song, it sounds like this. I like it. If you have any questions, please put something in the little chat box. I'm following along, and I'll answer any questions that you have. And again, hey, welcome back, Aiden. Appreciate the viewership. Got some new videos that I released. I did a walking video based on a channel that I was inspired by a channel that I watch called Christian Henson Music, and he's always walking on a volcano in Edinburgh, Scotland. So I thought I'd go walking in my park and do a little talk about the product that they have called Lab. So that's in the video I just released yesterday. You can go check that out. All right, I guess we could go over the treatment of what I did with some of these. other instruments. I think let's see here, Kavasa. You know, I do. I record all my percussive instruments in a modified mid-side center, I guess mid-center configuration. Instead of using like an omnidirectional or a figure 8 pattern microphone with something in the middle, instead what I do is I use 3 microphones, and it takes a little more work, but I find that the accuracy of the stereo image, it just sounds so much better. So, you know, I'll go through, and it might be kind of hard to actually find. Let's see if I have any. Well, let's do this. See if I have any examples that I can just go over. I don't even know if I did. See, I don't even really do much compression. Sometimes I do. Sometimes one microphone I'll be way too hot, and so I'll just switch it back over. You know, I'll put a compressor on it, turn it down. Usually I can just adjust the volume. I mean, I've been doing this for a little bit, so I don't feel like the performance I record I'm pretty happy with, generally speaking. And if I don't like it, I just delete it. Guitars. I did do an acoustic guitar. Let's see here. Let's give that a little bit of a sound. Listen. Oh, here we go. And let me see here. What's my macro real quick here? Hold on a second. Macros. I have a macro that I use to add a, not just crossfade, but it's a, let's just double check here. We're going to be using this, so, okay, this ain't going to help me. The action is called, thin out notes, no, sorry, it's taking me a little bit moment here. Out of effects. What did I call it? It is a, it's important, I know. It's not, audio, no, edits, edit effects, events, create, start, and end fades, shift to X, is that really all it is? So let's just check here what the values are. Yeah. So one of the things about doing, you know, these kinds of hard edits is I always try to do, and I'm usually pretty good about doing it, but I like to go through and check to make sure there's always at least like a 10 millisecond fade in and out to make sure that I don't get any pops. You can probably see that on the screen. Oh, geez Louise. Sometimes I think I should be fired. You gotta love this, man, I'm telling you. Oh my gosh. I sit there and chit-chatted for a while. Oh, I just wasted how many minutes? Just 5 minutes, man, and somebody skipped forward, hopefully. So anyways, we'll go back. So now that you can see my screen, you can see where I was talking about where I always do a few fade outs on all my events, and before I do a release I always check it. Right here I haven't, and right there I did, and so again this is why I just make sure I added it there. That's got it there. Those are fine. Make sure these are cross-faded with the, there we go. Those have a crossfade. Okay. Those are all good. See, I mean, sorry about wasting your all's time, not being able to see the actual DAW. I know better than that. You all know I know better than that. Alright. those all have crossfades. Alright, I did a pretty decent job. And so I try to check all of them. Nothing like missing a pop or getting a pop while you're before I go release. So, and then this stuff isn't even going to be used. We can delete this range. We can delete this range and bring this down. Alright, so fortunately you didn't miss much with what I was showing you, other than you can see it, you can just see it on the screen. So yeah, so the guitars are pretty straightforward, a couple of accent. Double check these. Yep. All right. So that's it. And then I did something a little different. I did. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with. I mean, the song by itself. Let's just listen to it. Just the drums, the bass, and the guitars. This is pretty much where I was at one point, and was not very happy with the song. And then I went ahead and started adding the extra keys, and it sounded much better. But this gives you just an idea of what it sounds like. Keys that I played, and obviously set up the effects. Here, there, it makes a big difference when it's added into the song. I mean, listen to the beginning of the chorus, bridge, I guess. Now, I used Studio One's Presonus XT to create some of these sounds, and you can see sometimes when I found a like this one, I recorded them. I liked the sound, and so I just bounced it and kept it, and I didn't want to have 25 Presonus instruments, so I bounced some of them. I think, yeah, this one I can bounce as well. It's very subtle. This instrument is a trumpet that I just crushed with delay and reverb, and then I went and actually think I started with these syllabs. That's a video I was talking about before. Very simple, clean interface. And let's do, what does it sound like? I think that sounds like the nope, shift and pipe. Oh, I guess I gotta audition it if I want to hear him. Maybe. Okay, that's kind of weird. I don't know why I'm not getting voices. And then this. What I have going on there is a, let's take a look. I really like taking these and doing things like the auto pan, and this is what I was listening to. Song, and then for automation I've only did it a few times, a little bit, not much at all. The kabasa, however you say it, the idea was the sound fluctuates as it approaches the next section. So this is a kabasa with which effect did I put on this one? It has a delay with a whole lot of feedback. And what I've done is, as you watch it play, I throw in how much of the mix. So it takes it from a regular sounding instrument, like it's normal. I don't know what it does, but it definitely twists the the amount of that effect with the high feedback really does change it. And then I just did some volume automation on that. Now, one of the things I've seen recommended, so on my main out, one of the things I've seen is that over the course of a song, you want this. So right now I'm at, I don't know if I want to do this just yet. Let's just delete that right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to automate the main out, but I want to make sure that the overall average is correct before I do that. And so I go through all of take all the tracks, they all go through their appropriate buses, I do whatever effects, and then I do the automation or volume fader, set the volume level at what I want, and then everything goes to in this instance through an instrument mix bus, which I have a parallel compression going on, and I have it super squashed and rolled off a lot of the lows, so only my highs are coming through. Then I create a bus called my main sum, and that's where my vocals and that's where my instrument mix is going to go into. I'll do any last thing that glues those together on my I do have a multi-band compressor, which I think adds just the right amount of compression where I want it, and actually it was with the male dialogue presetting for this, the Wave C6. So I'm going to run this for just a moment, and then I'll, when I'm in, I'll go up, and when I'm out, I'll point down. So right now I'm down, so I'm bypassed. Just adds like some particular excitement that was just missing in whatever in the instrumentation. So, and I don't always do that, but I did in this case. And then I'm also using a little bit of a stereo expander. I feel like it just, well, let's just listen, see what happens. To me. Now the test is if I do this in mono, so I do always test in mono during the whole process. You got to do it. It just makes the most sense. So let's see what it sounds like in mono and see if I have any phase issues. And one thing just to keep in mind, I do have a phase meter on my master out, and that's how I just make sure that I don't have phase issues during the whole time I'm working. I can just see it, and it I work in 2 windows, so I get to see my entire console outside of the event. So let's just see what let's go back to this. I'll point up when right now I'm in stereo, and this will be mono. Stereo, mono. And listen, just make sure. It seems I keep thinking something's dropped out when I'm in mono, so let's just listen again. I kind of feel like maybe I want to tweak something. It seems like something's not coming through the mix in mono as well as I like. A few dBs on the that second guitar makes a huge difference. That's why you're supposed to listen to mono. I'm just going to go through and listen for just a few more moments here, if you bear with me. dB. Let's see what happens. Hearing is right in these two, so 3 and 4. Let's see where we're at here. There's 3 and there's 4. I almost feel like let's just see what I can do here. Let's just tweak this last one. Interesting. And let's just go. Presence 1. Maybe you don't notice, but it's starting to punch through the mix a little bit better. So I'm going to bypass it and while in mono, and we'll see what happens. That for now, and then I've been listening to this quite a bit. Those are the only tweaks that I can really hear, and I don't know, I think I'm kind of feeling all right. Let's just check this out real quick in the intro. So this now came up a lot more than I wanted. Let me adjust that. I feel like this needs to come up just a little bit. this one needs a little bit push right. Let's open this up. Just at the very end. So that's that, and I think that's probably a good place to stop there. And now I want to talk about the master bus. The master bus is, like I said before, in the beginning of the video, I have the Wave C6 stereo multi-band compressor running, and I have my stereo expander. And the reason why I do that is I could do everything on the final one, but when I do my exports, I want to make sure I know how everything is going out. It's easier for me. I always use I use a spectrum analyzer. I use my, it just gives me an idea. Sometimes I like to get all hot and heavy with the bass, and then next thing you know, I just end up with a non-balanced mix. So I always want to make sure that that's good. Phase meter I mentioned earlier. Can I expand? There we go. My phase meter. I don't know why that's there. That shouldn't be. It wasn't engaged, but let's just double check with what I hear now. let's see here. Okay, so my post. All right, on the output, what I run is I run my. This is free. It's part from Melda Productions Audio. They have a basic free kits, and it allows you to use. Oh, hold on a second. I got me a chat. What is going on? Thank you much. And then, so anyways, back to this. Sorry, I wanted to say hi to somebody who's actually watching this broadcast live. So what I do, this, you can choose how you want to do it. This is all voodoo. I normally target about -16, actually -16 to -13, and some of that depends also on what I'm doing with what my meter plugins are coming back with. So my meter plugins tell me I'm crushing it a little bit, so I can probably back down off my master fader just a little bit. I'm at -6. Based on this, it's going to be need to turn down. So let's just play for a moment and see what these numbers show. Yeah, the recommended is, it varies. I find that I'm usually at -14, -13. It depends on how dynamic my song is, that I want to, I'll vary it just a little bit if it's really hot. This is one of those things, the processes where you have to let the plugin go from the beginning to the end so that it can get a good read. But for now, we're just going to go play with it. We'll just let it come in and see what happens, and then see what it says. Right now with what this is telling me. Basically, I put this in front of my limiter so that I can see my limiter when it's hitting, and it's not hitting right now, and it's probably right on the cusp. So if I clear this out, and let's just watch it. about, actually probably about 6. Yeah, let's just leave it at 7. So let me try this again here. We're gonna listen. So again, I'm on the first part. I'm trying to get the LUFS to fall within my target, and that still leaves you headroom. Okay, so even though if it might show like it, but now part of that is I'm also trying to avoid peaks. Yeah, here we go. So this is U-Lean loudness meter. It's another great tool. It's saying that I'm coming in about -14, which is probably why this says I need to be about 7.5. I try to aim, well, sorry. I try to fall in about -13 with no true peaks, if at all possible. And then my meter plug, again, it's all kind of like voodoo, right? I don't know everything that's going on, but this should tell you how many decibels up or down the provider, these 5 providers are going to affect your audio. Some people think that, I've heard 2 things. One where it's if you want them negative, so like it's letting you know that, hey, it's compressing, but I don't think this really compresses. I think it's just giving you an output. So what I'd rather do is to have it as close to 0 as possible. Some of them are going to turn them, like iTunes 1 title is going to compress it a little bit or turn it down a little bit. Those levels I'm fine with. This is probably one that's more accurate, so let's just give it a listen and see what happens. Let's give it a listen and see where we fall in this range. That's it. That's what I'm using. These other things, they're all great. I'll be honest, I'm not an expert. I've read it, and then I don't know what it means, and then I forget what it means, and then again, I just use it. I know that if this is in the target range, and this is in my target range, then I'm okay. The limiter it looks like it finally reduced it by about 2.6 decibels somewhere. I wonder if we switch this to true. Let's just do soft clipping, and then I'm not. Since the limiter is before this, I really don't know what the heck these true peaks. All right, whatever. That just wiped it out. So yeah, let's just see if I do. Let's just listen to this part again. Soft. Actually, I want this -1. And I want the threshold to be -2. So it will start engaging the limiter. And I have it on soft clip, so really I'm just using it as a compressor, just very lightly. average. So I'm comfortable with that. I think this song is done. I think this song is done. I'm happy with it. I'm going to change this. Close. Let's go pick this song from the downloads. I have a track image. Oh boy. Let's see what happens here. Downloads. There we go. It was strange. Yes, scale the image. There we go. Alright, and again, this song is called... Is this the name of the song? No, the title is... When Everything's Strange. And... yeah. Copyright, yes. Okay. So that is the song. And I think I covered everything on the master bus. So now I'll probably do that again. Oh, now that the thing I wanted to go over everybody with. We wanted to do this automation on the main. So what I'm going to do is, now that I know sort of like what my max is, I zoom way in. Okay. And then I'm going to put a point right here at the end. And then I'm going to set that volume to be let's do -5. Oh, -7. How about that? -7. Okay, and then in the quieter parts, like let's bring it up 0.5 dB, and then the same thing here. So I learned this from Produce Like a Pro website, and let me just see how loud this is. Let's raise this to, that's too hot. I'm actually higher than I started. I think this can be, let's just see what this sounds like coming out of A. Oh, wrong one. That one's 6.3. There we go. And then I think this we can bring up to, let's just do 6. Alright, I'm going to have to manually edit it. Let's do -6. This is the only thing I don't like. You can't, like, It's just, it's so ridiculous to zoom in. -6. All right, there we go. -6. And then this comes back down. That stays. That's fine. And then let's just turn this down just, not as much as we had it before, but just a hair. This will leave alone, and this will bring up to -5.8. Let's just listen to this last portion and see how this sounds coming out of B into C and on. That was all I wanted to do. I think I don't want to do it. Let's just select all of these. I'm going to come up 0.5 decibel. Same pattern. Let's just see what how do I reset this? There we go. Let's just start from this one again. That's it. That's the song. I think I'm good with this. I'm going to export it. I'm going to upload it to Box. I'm going to listen to it again in the car, in the headphones, share it with a couple of friends, see what they think about the final product, and then I'm going to release this probably Wednesday. Good stuff. Glad to get it done. I like these streams. It's nice just to show you all one song from start to finish while I'm working on other stuff. Yeah, so I guess we're at the end. Thank everybody for watching, checking this channel out. Again, there's lots of options, other videos to check out. I recommend the one I think that's on my channel page. It's called Make Music Day. For 2019, it was a video. There's an app called Repeat with the little notifications on it. That's the name of the song, is Repeat. It's to a claymation video that was given to us, and I did some treatments with the video. And then, yeah, good stuff. Next week, I'm actually out for the 5th week of July. I'm pretty much done with this song. When we come back, I've already got some new material to work with. And yeah, all kinds of good stuff. So please subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. I appreciate it. Let your friends know. You can always go to romannoble.com, find out more information about me, what I do, some just thoughts, and maybe you can sign up for the newsletter. So meanwhile, everybody, thank you very much. You all have a great day, and talk to you later.